Hello, and welcome to the Juice and the Orange podcast, the place where every person is just a name until you know their story. What you're watching right now is not a rebroadcast. It is not an old video. This is episode number 7. And today we are honored to have an alumni of Juice and the Orange podcast back with us, Mr. Robinson Forrest. How are you doing today, Robinson?
Man, I'm so blessed. Thank you so much for having me back.
We want to let you know that this episode is entitled Celebration and Selah. Celebration and Selah. And Selah is a word in the Bible that means a pause, a rest. And so this week we are taking a rest. I think of creation. God created in 6 days, but on the 7th day, he rested. And so we have published 6 episodes. And in this episode, we are just resting. And so, Robinson, I want to pause and just ask, how are you doing? How have you been? And just share with the audience about that.
Oh, man, I can say that I'm just a blessed individual. God's love is continually shining down on me, despite the fact that things may not be going as perfect in the way that I would like. But there's no doubt in my mind that there's a God that is watching over me and can't nobody tell me different. But I'm awesome. How are you, Pastor? Let me ask you a question. How are you doing? How are you?
Man, I'm doing all right. I let everyone know last week that my wife and I are expecting our bundle of joy in April of 2021. And so right now we're in a season of preparation. We're getting our house in order so that when the baby arrives, that the baby can have everything she needs to be comfortable and to feel loved and cared for. And so it's all about preparation. We're just getting ready. I'm just, shopping, perusing list and getting advice on what I need to have what our daughter will need when she arrives. And so it's a fun process. They say that you're never ready to be a parent. You're just going to have to learn as you go. But I'm taking all the advice I can get, throwing it all away, and then I'll bring it back and apply what works for our family. And so you can give me advice. Advice is welcome. I might put it on the shelf, but I'll apply what I can. But I appreciate the wonderful words of affirmation and congratulations from our church family. And we're excited to journey on with our family, with you. And we have an orange seed on the way. So that's pretty exciting. So I'm just blessed, and I'm too blessed to be stressed. That's what I'll say.
Awesome.
Today, we are celebrating a milestone because, according to Buzzsprout, we have officially received over 100 podcast downloads. And so we celebrate that accomplishment. As small as it may seem, it is an accomplishment worth highlighting and celebrating. And so today, we want to give a thanks and shout out to each and every one of you who has downloaded this podcast on Apple, on Google Play, on wherever you listen to your audio podcast. And we are celebrating with you because we acknowledge that without you, there is no audience. And so we want to give a shout out to all of our faithful subscribers. And if you have not done that yet, we want to encourage you to download the audio version of this podcast. So, Robinson, we have you back because we wanted to just let them know that you are not just an alumni guest of this podcast, but in 2021, you will be one of the co-hosts of the Juice and the Orange podcast.
Super excited about that.
Yes. And so can you tell us a little bit about why you believe that you want to be a part of this podcast on a deeper level and you want to contribute on a regular basis? Tell us why you want to be a co-host.
Man, I was so ecstatic, so happy to be a part of the first episode where I was featured. And this is not a known thing, but Pastor P, you made yourself known to me at Kodo. And it was because of you taking the time to get to know me as an individual, not just another seed in the church, but kind of just having that moment to where we got to know each other. You enriched my experience at Kodo in a major way. And I just want to be a part of getting to know others, just like you took the time to get to know me, enriching the Sabbath experience when we were in church with each other and during the week. So with your compassion, you just being a down-to-earth individual, I want to be a part of it, be a part of the Kodo experience and just continue to juice the orange and see the stories of our members.
That's awesome, man.
Uh,
It's a wonderful opportunity to be in this seat, to literally get to know other people better. And it's a wonderful thing to see that our roster of hosts is expanding. We have Mr. Robinson, who is going to be a co-host on this podcast, and we also have some other people who will be sitting in this seat to get to know each and every one of you better. And we recognize that this is a wonderful platform to get to know each other, because every person is just a name until what?
you know their story.
And this is not just about me. It's not about Pastor GP. It's not about one person. This is the church's podcast.
Yeah.
And we want to encourage you all to be a part. And so we want to let you know that if you are interested in being a part of our podcast episodes, if you want to share your story and to allow others to get to know you better, if you would like to be interviewed, please send me an email at pastorpierre@cotosda.org, because we would love to share your story with the Church of the Oranges. We don't want you to feel like only a small sector of people are being asked. We want to make an appeal to the entire church to let you know that you can get on the list, and we can schedule a time to hear your story. And so we thank you all for your support, and we celebrate once again our accomplishment. We have over 100 podcast downloads, and we thank you for your support. And we pray that you'll continue to support the Juice and the Orange podcast as we continue to get to know each other better as a family. We'll see you next time for episode 8 with another fresh interview. I am Pastor GP.
I'm Robinson Forrest.
And we'll see you next time at the Juice and the Orange podcast. God bless you.
God bless.